Her nose was bleeding, and there was bruising on both sides of her neck. So if you didn't do it, she must have choked herself and punched herself in the face.
I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Third-degree felony of assault, family violence, third-degree felony. Escape from arrest or confinement. So we've got 3 third-degree felonies here. Are you Jonathan Brazino?
Yes, sir.
President. All right, Mr. Burbank.
These cases, if I push the court, these cases revolve around the girlfriend, wife, and probably drugs. As of his arrest, the 2 parties have separated. I do have a family member that will take, which is his mom, that will assure the court that he will stay away from, and she will also stay away from each other until this case is taken care of. The escape, I think, was at a time in at a house where
looks like all this is on. Well, no, yeah, it was on the same date that the assault family violence 2199 allegedly.
They came to the house in order to separate, and it's not so much, I don't think. Well, I guess it escaped because he had handcuffs on.
Yes, sir.
He does have a job, Judge.
Doing what?
Stealing cars.
I'm NCCR certification, water-based, motor-based tank in the refinery. I mean, when I don't work in the refinery, I work in construction, framing, and sheetrock.
And you do have a job.
Yes, yes, sir. And I still have that job. They're just waiting on me to get out.
I suppose it beats the usual answer of, I just got a job and I start on Friday, which everybody seems to use.
And I actually was staying away from her. She just came and she started arguing with me. She said that I assaulted her when I worked that I didn't do.
One of the times, Judge, I believe, was over at her mother's house.
Both of the times.
Because of a child.
Yes.
But the mother is here to answer any questions of how she's going to keep them separated. She is not very happy with Mrs. Morgan.
Oh my God, we get to see this thug's mother, and I'm sure she'll be a beauty since she raised this beast.
Sounds like an intelligent lady.
Is that sarcasm? We shall see.
I think it's
Because I'm reading what I'm reading here.
I think that it's trying to do good with a grandchild. When 2 people are not acting the way they're supposed to.
Their children? Y'all have children? Common children?
Yes, sir. We have 3 1, but we have a miscarriage in 2.
How old are the children?
I got a 7-year-old and a 3-year-old daughter.
Were they present when this mess was happening?
No, sir.
Where were the children?
Doesn't matter.
But they were around, right? When this was happening?
Yes, sir.
Both times?
Yeah.
Good role modeling. Good role modeling. I'm saying that facetiously.
Yeah.
Don't nod with me. It's terrible. You don't think a child is going to be influenced by their parents' behavior? Of course they are.
This piece of shit doesn't care.
You're setting a bad example, Mr. Role Model, like you're supposed to be.
This is why I love Stevens, as he's a prick to the right people.
All right.
I'd like to call the mom.
Hold on. Let me. You get just kind of a basis of all of this here. I'm looking at these probable cause, and I'm just sighing. Both of these. The first one. Let's start in time here. May 10th of this year. Police are dispatched to a location in Port Arthur, where I think you live, on Ashland. On arrival, the victim, was this your wife? You had a dating relationship. Y'all weren't married, correct?
We've been together for like.
Well, you weren't married, but you had a relationship. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, and that's when you're living together. Okay, well,
10
that,
years, Judge.
even though you're not married by ceremony, the law kind of treats that similar in the relationship and the responsibilities under law that you have with that relationship. It says you entered the back of this lady's vehicle, struck her on the right side of her face, and choked her. You're gonna interrupt me?
No, sir.
We can do this at another day. If you're gonna interrupt me while I'm speaking now. If I told you don't interrupt me, you get to have a chance to speak. Don't interrupt the court.
Yes, sir.
This lady right here is the most important person. The court reporter has to take down everything everybody says. When two people are speaking at once, she can't do it. And then the Supreme Court of Texas says everybody involved in that gets in trouble.
What I think is weird is that Stevens is trying to explain something to someone that isn't thinking, oh, thank you for pointing that out. Instead, all this chimp is thinking is how much he wants to smash the judge for ripping him off about being a bad role model. It's weirdly funny.
I want to make sure you're going to be the one responsible, not me. These are rules of decorum, just like rules of conduct that you seem to have problems with. Once again, according to this probable cause affidavit, you entered the back of her vehicle, struck her on the right side of her face, and choked her, impeding her breath, which is what got you. According to the police, her nose was bleeding, and there was bruising on both sides of her neck. So if you didn't do it, she must have choked herself and punched herself in the face, according to the way this reads. She did state she wanted to file charges. So let's get this straight. Now, this occurs back on May 10th of 2024. Then you get indicted on June 12th of 2024. And in all cases of similar indictments, you have a no contact order. You are not allowed to contact a victim. That's in all 5,000 cases that are pending in our two courts. Those are common bond conditions. But strangely enough, we get to states that after you were indicted June 12th of 2024, on September 20th, so it was July, August, 2 months later, they go to 4100 block and the police go to that same location. And in reference to officers, the probable cause is written by an officer who states he and his partner responded in reference to officers in a foot pursuit. So officers were chasing someone and other officers, and the person who signed this comes along to help that officer. On our arrival, officers had the suspect, you, in custody. The officers advised this person making this probable cause affidavit, who was Officer Gonzalez, that you had assaulted again the victim in this case and choked her again. I mean, the same thing that you were accused of doing before, due to and the victim wished to pursue charges due to you intentionally, knowingly, and recklessly impeding choking. They placed you under arrest for assault, strangulation, family violence.
Yeah.
They were walking you down the stairs when you took off running, escaping them. This gets better. A foot pursuit ensues where you were finally caught. They were wearing their uniforms and they were identified as police officers. And then you were transported for a booking. Okay. And I guess that attempt to take off and escape is what results in this 2200 charge. And we're here today because Mr. Burbank has filed on November 18th, a motion for bond reduction. Let me get all my history here, guys. Back on the morning after this second event, he is arraigned, I guess, of a magistrate who set $600,000 in bonds.
600,000 in bond for this tiny terror. No wonder his mum is so proud.
Okay. All right, non-different charge. Let me get to that. The first time he's placed on bond, which I don't.
You're about 7.
Which I don't have. What does it show when the defendant was released on bond? First case of May 10th of this year. He will end up being indicted in June in this court, and the bond conditions on all bond conditions, they're put on the website. They're normal for any case in these two courts.
Not all
But people who are released are required to have no contact with victims. That's to prevent this mess that's now occurred, that's compounded your first charges. So
Finally, we get to meet his mom.
Stand right back over here. If you raise your hand, please.
you solemnly swear or affirm any statements you are going to be making during this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God.
Yes, sir.
Lower your hand.
And that please the court.
Go ahead.
For the record, can you state your name, please?
Maria Brazilian.
And do you have a son?
Yes.
And his name is?
Jonathan Brazilian.
And it's just Jonathan here.
Yes, sir.
You're well aware of what Jonathan's going through, correct?
Yes, sir.
And he's been living with a girl or a person for about 10 years, correct?
Yes, sir.
And do they have children together?
Yes, they have two.
2 kids?
Yes, a
Okay.
boy and a girl.
And you realized the first time that he was arrested what had occurred, correct?
Yes.
I want to focus though on the second time. Was he over at your house?
Yes.
Did he ask or did he call the girl, the mother of the child, of the children to come over?
No, sir.
Did she just show up?
Yes.
Okay. And when she showed up, did she appear to be intoxicated? Or high or not?
I don't recall the first time.
But a fight or something, or an argument?
Yes, it happened both times.
Okay. But I'm talking about the second time because
Yes.
there's an order to stay away from.
Okay, the second time what happened was she was supposed to bring me the kids.
Oh my God. How useless is this lawyer? He has tried to lead her into saying that his ex has turned up out of the blue, and she was pissed and both of them have been shut down by the mother. This is truly gold. Lawyers just useless. Or that loser's mother isn't sticking to the plan to get $600,000 in bond waived.
Okay, for me to give.
Sure.
But as I'm walking out of my house, he's standing, she gets off the vehicle and walks towards him. And then everything went chaos.
But he didn't
He didn't
start.
approach her, no. She got off the vehicle and she went and approached him. Even him trying to hand him some stuff. I don't know exactly what, like I said, I was walking out my house to get the kids.
What can you tell the court that if the bond was lower, you could get them out in reference of this does not happen?
Oh, it won't happen again because I will make sure that I will go like get the kids, probably from her grandma's house or meet her at HEB or another place to be able to get the kids to where she don't have to come to my house at all.
Are you still seeing the grandkids?
Yes, actually, I have communication with her and I get my grandkids every other weekend. Or like when she works during the week, I get my grandkids like from 4 to 10. We still have a good communication.
Hopefully, the prosecutor asks her if he didn't smack her, then why did he take off from the cops, especially when his mother would be an eyewitness to the events?
During the time that he was out and working, was he help supporting the kids?
Yes.
Was that put a burden on everybody?
Oh, yes, it does. And he needs to work. He needs to support his kids. He needs to pay me back what I'm paying you. He needs to get back to work.
Gold. And this clown of a lawyer is actually being paid by the mother because the son, who has apparently 2 jobs, has gotten his mum to pay the lawyer for nothing. This is exactly what I mean by lawyers ripping poor people off, as the lawyer knows full well how he's not going to be able to get a reduction off a $500,000 bond. And what's worse is he has nothing to offer by way of anything to impress upon Judge Stevens towards this. And if the lawyer was a good guy, he would have said this to them and not taken this poor lady's money. Giving false hopes to people is why I hate lawyers so much, but not as much as I hate thug losers who beat up women and then turn to their mums to pawn the wedding jewelry and know that they won't ever be paying it back.
You realize that the 2 of them can't be together,
Yes, definitely.
right? And
They weren't supposed to be together from the time he was arrested in the first case.
Right.
Put your hand down. You're going to get a chance to speak. Let her speak. She's the one.
Yes.
You just kind of like bully. You kind of like force your way into things and want to control the environment. You get a chance, a fair chance. Let the lady speak, please. And your attorney, let him do his job for you. Quit controlling everything or trying to. Go ahead.
But the second time, that had the assault and the escape, he wasn't the one that started.
No.
That's your son's problem.
We was at my house. It was like I said, she was bringing the kids. I understand she was bringing me the kids, but she didn't have no reason to get off the vehicle and walk towards where he was at.
He didn't yell, he didn't say anything.
She should have never done that. She should have waited for me to come get him. She should have never got off the vehicle. And I think that's one of the main things, And don't get me wrong, their stuff is mostly have to do with drugs. With him being the drugs,
What if he was to get out? Where would he live?
He will live with me at my house.
How do you avoid this happening again? Is that you go over to her grandmother's house or
Yes.
somewhere to pick up their grandkids? Has he ever been violent or abusive to his kids?
No, he loves his kids.
It's
His kids love him.
just the mother and him.
Yes, like I said, the main factor between the mother and him is drugs.
Exactly what I mean. If Mr. Rip of an old lady lawyer here had actually done his homework, he would have known that if Judge Stevens even smells a hint of drugs as an issue, then there is no way on God's green earth it's going to end up well. And his mum is using it at the forefront of her plea. Oh man, poor old lady, wasting what little money she has.
And you can assure the court of safety.
You're talking about, hold on, you're talking about illegal drugs,
Yes, sir.
not aspirins or.
No, I'm talking about
You're talking about illegal drugs.
like strong illegal drugs.
Which are
Yes.
crimes.
Yes.
All right.
And does he listen to you
Yes. Me,
and obey you?
yes.
Did you have a problem if he violated any of the court's order? To call the court saying, hey, you need to be put back in
Oh,
there?
I done it. If I have to call the police, I'll do it myself. He knows that. I don't sugarcoat stuff that he does. And if I need to put him in jail as his mother, I will. I done it before.
She's done it before, pure gold. That is a piece of information that Judge Stevens definitely would not have had before him. And now, thanks to a very honest mum and a very useless rip-off lawyer, he does.
So,
That's what it's here.
Do you have any questions on this one? No questions. Okay, next.
You don't want to say anything?
Hold on. Raise your right hand. Do you solemnly swear or affirm any statements you make during this hearing will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Lower your hand.
Yes, sir.
Give it your best shot.
And that, ladies and gentlemen, says it all.
The allegations held against me, a lot of it is false. I know my actions don't show that it's false, and we both was drug addicts.
Okay, this guy speaks like he looks, so I'll run that again and try and figure out what the hell he is saying.
The allegations held against me, a lot of it is false. I know my actions don't show that it's false, and we both was drug addicts. We're recovering drug addicts. I'm a recovering drug addict, and I was staying away from her. I had just got back from out of town from working, and she the one that approached me. We started arguing, and
Wait. Which time are we talking about? You've got two sets of instances
yes,
here.
sir.
You got one time where the first
time we both was
the first on May 10th of 2024, you end up getting charged with assault, family violence, and choking. Okay. Then the second time, after you had posted a bond and were released, and what did we say? May, June, July, August, about 4 months later, you are charged with the same kind of thing, as well as an additional charge of attempting to escape from arrest. Okay, so you got to keep me aware of which event we're talking about?
Talking about the second one, right?
Yes, sir. The second time, she was mad and we both got in an argument. The argument ended up leading to her calling the house. I went inside.
Shit. Sorry. I'll have to do it again.
She was mad and we both got in an argument. The argument ended up leading to her calling the house. I went inside. When the police got there, I hadn't seen my kids for a certain time. And I don't know what ran through my head, but I ended up running. And that's how I got the bed nurse charge. If you do give me a bond reduction, I get to go home. I'm not going out there messing with her. I don't want no harm done to her or nothing. I just want to see my kids. I just want to go home and work and be with my kids.
That's what you were required to do the first time we put you on probation, on bond.
That's exactly what I did, so I didn't go around her.
I'm sorry.
She came.
Hold on. You got indicted with 2 more cases. The grand jury is wrong. The grand jury is wrong. After you were indicted and on bond, follow the rules. Don't commit any crimes. The grand jury says you committed 2 more crimes. And here's choking. I don't know where you get the choking. You don't know. We're going to put you in timeout like a child. Okay. Choking. The grand jury says there's evidence. Who chokes you? The only reason you would put your hands around somebody's neck and squeeze would be to kill somebody, attempt to kill somebody.
So far, this plan is going perfectly. For the prosecutor.
That's the only logical reason. That's why it's a serious crime. But not only that, the police, they arrest you and you break loose and take off and they have to go chase you and get you. Can you explain that? Mister, I'm here to act responsibly and deal with my problems. I mean, all of this, 2 times you're choking somebody, which really are impliedly attempts to kill people. And then they get you in custody and quite naturally, you break loose and run. Can you explain why you do that? I'm just rhetorically asking. You shouldn't answer. Because the grand jury has now carved out 3 felony offenses. So you're looking at up to 30 years in prison on all of this. So you can see it's important. I'm going to ask your mom something because you sound like a responsible lady. And you're probably as frustrated as all of us here, because I think you're at the very least disappointed with the way your son, who is your son, I don't think you role modeled that way.
Do you want to say something?
I just want to ask you, how much, do you know how many criminal charges he's been convicted of? It's a bad question because a lot of times children do things when their parents, they don't want their parents to know. But you know, he has a criminal history here. These aren't the first times he's been in trouble criminally. Yes. Do you know that? Oh.
Yes.
All right. And it starts back in 2016 is what I see.
Well, can I say something, Your Honor?
I mean, and it's drugs, unlawfully carrying a weapon. And
you see, that's what he's not telling.
He was convicted of evading an arrest or detention already before earlier this year in February. And then now he's running from somebody. Again, he knows, that mistakes have consequences.
If his mother tries to blame the drugs for everything, then we know exactly how he was raised and exactly why he's in an orange onesie.
Anyway,
Can I say something, Your Honor?
Go ahead.
Okay, well, he's not telling y'all that he was addict to meth.
Hold on. But let's stop right there.
Mm-hmm.
Do you understand that nobody sympathizes with that?
No.
That is number one, everybody knows it's a crime.
Yes.
And number 2, to become addicted, you have to have a consistency of committing crimes. And number 3, we all know nowadays that drugs have consequences. Yes. They can be addictive. Yes. And it's all about a choice you make. You have to go get the drug. Yeah,
you can't point fingers.
You got to go seek it out.
Yes, sir.
Which is a bad choice in the first place. Yes. It's not like they're stuffing it down people's throats.
That's right.
Okay.
Yes.
All right.
And the time that they say he ran with the handcuffs, I was the one that allowed the police to come in my house.
So, but it's still, once you're arrested, the police by law are in control.
No, what I'm saying is that if he was to be able to come home, what I'm trying to say is that if he's doing something wrong, I personally will call the police myself.
I know, but but here's the deal: we had already arrested him earlier. We already put him on bond conditions, and he's doing the same thing that the grand jury indicted you for. You can shake your head all day long, but I'm not going to call the grand jury wrong, and you shouldn't either.
You're going by what they got.
They had information, and it's all. So we put you on bond, and you failed. It's violence and attempting to flee. The two main problems. That's how you lose any chance at bond after you've been given a chance. But next time, if I let you out, then you did something, shame on me. They'd say, what idiot, what judge let you out with this information? You've proven to have some issues that you're having a hard time addressing. And that's what Mr. Burbank is in the game for, is to help you fix this mess. Because I don't think you have self-control now to do it. Because it's shown when you posted bond to follow the rules. In the presumption of innocence, these are charges. So you go, that's why bond are out there, to give you a chance to get out, to show that you can follow the rules and not be a threat and a harm to others. You get out, you commit 2 more crimes, according to the grand jury. One of them is again, choking someone, and which is a crime of violence. The next is attempting to flee. And Mr. Burbank's in a bad position because he can only work with what's given. He's not given a lot of tools to work with in this circumstance.
Which is exactly why he shouldn't have taken her money, because he knew that there was no hope.
No, shame on you. No, I'm not tampering with the bond. Your bonds are revoked. You've shown what you were capable of, and it would be shame on me if you walked out of here. I'm sorry that you commit crimes. You need to fix that. And most important thing, you need to start paying attention to the examples that are being set by your mother. Where's your father, by the way? What happened to him?
Oh, no, he's
around? Oh, y'all married? Or y'all still?
Yes, we've been married, yes.
Okay. All right. Okay. But
yeah, he probably don't even drink.
Where's your father? Will he work? Is he responsible?
Yeah, my husband works. Yeah. Yeah.
You got 2 role models in the house.
Hanging around the wrong people.
What's wrong with you? These are people setting good examples. Yeah, you got your hand raised. Go ahead.
Ever since I was 16, I put her to high school, nursing school, college, everything. Since 16 years old.
This is your criminal history, sir. And these are 3 indictments, sir. That's what speaks. You can't just say I'm good partially, but not good. You've got to be good 100%. Okay.
And I completely understand that, Judge.
All right.
What happened with me?
Don't be surprised.
I ended up making the wrong choice and ended up becoming a drug addict.
Yeah.
I was sober before I even got in here.
So who pays the price for that? You do. You stick your hand on a burning hot stove and you get burned. But here's the deal: is you keep sticking your hand. You embrace the soul. Yeah. All right. That's your request. Is done. Under these circumstances, there's really not much I can do. While he's on bond, then he commits another crime of violence and eluding a police officer, which are the 2 things that are important. Don't commit crimes, and we got to be able to say we can be assured you'll be able to report. But when you're fleeing from law enforcement officers, it shows, given a chance, you want to run. You're going to take off. So I'm not in a position to allow you to release a bond. You have failed on your bond.
Thank you all so very much for watching to the end. Please subscribe and drop a like if indeed you did enjoy. I hope so. Until the next time, I'm off to feed those cats. And if you want to see another cool episode of mine without all the mandatory stuff, then click on the episode on screen now.